Hey guys, on today's Talking Mods, we're going to look at why is the Volk TE37 so hard to find, celebrity vehicles that we worked on here at Mod Bargains, and a bunch of other questions. Performance, suspension, Alfa Romeo. Guys, let's jump into it. Guys, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Mods. Today we're actually going to be answering Q&A questions. A lot of different questions that came through from our Instagram. I will jump right into it, answer your questions. Obviously, I come from a background of I'm the CEO of Mod Bargains. I've had 17 years of experience in the industry, and I'm trying to help answer your questions and educate you guys. All right, guys, so I'm going to jump into different questions for you. Thoughts on plasti dipping, window trim, and emblems since vinyl is so expensive? Well, vinyl itself is not expensive, right? It's the work and the labor that's done. Plasti dip, if you don't know what it looks like a rattle can type of product, and you can basically spray it onto an item. And obviously this person knew what it is. But you spray it on and it basically develops this plastic coating on top. And you can take it off very easily. So I like plasti dip in the sense that, hey, you can remove it very, very easily. Now, if you plasti dip any emblem on the front of the car, I guarantee you that rock chips will eventually eat away at it. Any little thing that hits it, that plastic is just going to come right off. But on the window trim in this question, it's a good option. However, you need to know what you're doing. If you haven't played with plasti dip before, I've seen our technicians do it. You got to have a very steady hand. You got to be very good with paint, and you got to do continuous coats, multiple coats. One single coat is not going to be enough. So when you plasti dip, you want to do multiple coats, have a high heat, nice and even. You're going to have to mask everything off, just like as if you were painting it. You treat it the exact same way you were painting it, and that's how you put the plasti dip. So I like the idea on the window trim. It's inexpensive. Vinyl is not expensive either. Again, it's just the work involved in getting it ready. You want to clean the surface off before you put it, just like you would do with the vinyl trim. And plasti dip is extremely cheap as well. You can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever your hardware store. They sell, I think, a can for a couple bucks a can. The vinyl onto the emblems, it's another nice option. Do it in the right way. It really shows itself. So if you have like gobs of the plasti dip, it kind of comes and looks kind of weird and awkward. So hopefully that helps answer your question. We've got another question here. Why is it so hard for me to find the Volk TE37 wheels? I think if you're looking for the Volk TE37, you are probably in the majority of people. I mean, it's a very, very popular wheel. One of the most popular wheels. I think what he's trying to get here is that it's not in stock. Volk T37s are generally not in stock. They are made in Japan. They are brought over here, and they are extremely popular. I think I did a video about it. It's one of the few wheels that if you were to purchase, you're not going to lose money. You might even make a profit because the demand is so high and people want it so badly. You never lose any money. You can drive on it for a long while and sell it and not lose a dime. Or you might even make a profit if it's super clean condition and a desired size for a certain vehicle. The Volk T37s, the distribution here in the past was doing kind of this artificial demand where they weren't bringing in product. Now they just can't keep up with the demand. So Japan can't keep up with it, supplying the rest of the world. And by the time it reaches over here, it takes some time. So in general, Volk T37s are taking approximately 6 months at the moment.
Are you kidding me or what?
And that's just going to be the general time frame. Now, that's not an ETA. When you make a purchase, obviously that rep, whoever is helping you, is going to give you that information. So if you buy it from us at Mod Bargains, we do sell the Volk T37s and a lot of other wheels. We're happy to help you. We'll give you an ETA. We'll set up the order. The order gets submitted and so forth. That's why it's so popular, and that's why the demand is so high, and that's probably why you're even looking at that wheel, because of the demand and everyone talks about it. And it's a very popular wheel because it's very strong and used on the track. It's lightweight. It's a classic design. It's a very classic design that looks great on so many vehicles. Let's go to the next one. Have you guys ever worked on any celebrity vehicles? If so, who and what have you guys done? Well, I can't name everybody that we've worked on. Some people, I don't have the, we protect our clients, but there is, one of them that comes off top of my mind, and what's great about this one, we can put pictures up, is Chris Paul. So he allowed us, Chris Paul is a basketball player. At the time he was playing for the Clippers. I think right now he plays for the Phoenix Suns. He allowed us to build out a car for him. And I'll kind of go into what we did. It was pretty cool. And since you asked what we did, we've done other celebrity vehicles, and we're always happy to do them. But on his car, it was very interesting. He had gone to what's called a white party. It was Puff Daddy. It was a party in Miami, and the guests were being shuttled in a white Jeep, and the Jeep was kind of gutted, but it was all white, and he really liked it, and he loved it. So he came back to LA, and he had his Jeep, and he said, "Hey, I want to do my Jeep just like that. I want it all in white." Okay, very, very cool. But it's not very drivable for everyday usage, right? So like to just shuttle people back and forth to your party, yeah, no big deal. But to drive it every day, you're not going to have any contrast. You need some type of contrast. So we worked with him. We said, hey, can we do something? Can we give you some ideas? And what we ended up coming up with is the logo. We came up with a CP3 logo. It was done all over his wheels. And we basically wanted to do a black and white kind of theme. And we kind of used the Chanel. If you've ever seen the Chanel purses and they got that like diamond stitch design, we did that all across on the seats. We put the CP3 back logo on the back of the headrest, kind of the way like the Porsche does it. And the rest of it, all of it was turned into a white and black contrast. CP3 all over it. Car was not lifted. It wasn't designed for off-road. It was going to be a daily driver, and he didn't want it to be off-road. An off-road vehicle, but it was very cool. It customized the lugs, everything on the wheels, custom color from Brembo on his brakes, and the interior was beautiful, white and black with that nice, really cool looking CP3 logo that we came up with. So that was a really fun project that got delivered to him. There's other celebrities. Obviously, if you guys are more interested in those kind of things, we can show you guys other ones if I have the permission, or we can talk about celebrity vehicles as well. So the next one, can you make more available parts for Alfa Romeos? Yeah, so guys, on our website, it's a work in progress. It's a business. And a lot of the products that we have on our website are products that we know that we can support you guys with. Meaning that we have enough expertise, right? So, just as I talk about subjects, we want to make sure that we study, we have the expertise, we have the knowledge to help you guys out. We are adding products, but it's always been we've always added product lines for vehicles according to where we were at as a company. So we had started out with BMWs, and we moved over to we moved to Audis, and we had Audis. We had some Fords. We did some Fords. It just keeps on evolving. And the Alfa Romeo, one of the problems though that they do have, there isn't a whole lot of support there from the aftermarket scene. It comes down to the number of units sold. And there are a lot of leases out there, but not a lot of units sold. It's a great car by all means. I've driven it. I know we have exhaust for it, and then we have some suspension. But there's not a ton of support. It is something that we could look at further. I'm sure we're going to be adding stuff onto a website. But we have been adding a ton of stuff in the last few months. More vehicles is what I'm trying to say. So we've added a lot of those on there from many other vehicles, from like H&R, Eibach, KW, Jetson Suspension, just a plethora of different items. So we will try to make more available parts for you. Appreciate the question. Next one, and I think the last one probably, but next one. It's going to be looking to get a Golf GTI. Not sure which mods are worth it. Heard intakes aren't worth it. Okay. Obviously, I'm guessing I don't know which model of the GTI. I'll answer the last part of it first. Heard intakes aren't worth it. I created a video, is an intake worth it? It's always the question that comes up. And, we always hear from our friends, oh, that's not worth it. It's just not worth the money. My conclusion was that almost every intake is worth it if you're going to drive your vehicle on a regular basis and own it for over a year, because then it pays itself off. in general. So I do believe the intake is worth it for the GTI. I think you can obviously get other mods that will do more for you. The mods that I think are going to do more for you, especially on the Golf GTI, is going to be a tune, a legal tune. I will remind you it has to be a legal tune. If it's a legal tune, you're definitely going to get more bang and horsepower for the bucks, but it also depends on what you're going for, right? Are you going for the looks or are you going for the performance? The GTI is a great performing vehicle. The way it handles it can be set up just like, it feels like a go-kart, especially if you have the suspension dialed in. So I personally, I think sway bar does a lot for the Golf GTI, as well as getting nice coilovers. I think it makes the car feel like a go-kart. It's a lot of fun. Very popular for us is also the exhaust. Now, is that going to do a whole lot? No, that's going to be the sound. It doesn't create a lot of horsepower. So again, everything depends on what it's worth to you. What are you looking to get out of it? So are you looking to make cosmetic changes? Are you looking to make the suspension type of changes? Or are you looking for just power and performance, right? Well, power and performance without suspension, that's an issue. So I always say, try to find that balance. And for me, I always love to balance performance with suspension, because I want to be able to drive it and put all that power down. And I think that's going to be what most people will say. Okay, guys, I think that's a good amount of time. If you guys like this, please hit the like. It always helps us out. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I will see you on the next Talking Mods. Thanks again, guys.